Hello friends, Amy Allred here from the Red Umbrella Initiative, and welcome to January's free monthly webinar, Staying Connected at a Distance. I'm sure that we're all very aware that over the last year, how we've interacted and connected with each other has changed dramatically. COVID has brought in many different opportunities and many different challenges. But in the end, I want to remind us all that life is about other people. That staying connected needs to be a priority in your life because you are valuable and the people around you are valuable. As I've mentioned many times before, John Maxwell says that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And in that means that each one of us can be a leader in our families, in our workplaces, in our communities, our social groups, that we have the ability to make a difference in the life of somebody else. And part of being able to do that is being able to connect with them and being the one who reaches out first. We put together some fun ideas today and some unique perspectives on how you can stay connected with other people, even at a distance, whether due to COVID or whether a long distance relationship. As we all know, the human psychology is that we are inherently social creatures. And as far back as anyone has ever traced, we have lived together, hunted, traveled, and thrived in social groups together. This is partly because there was safety in numbers from an evolutionary standpoint, but also because living in social groups provides us with a sense of identity and essential skills for communication and interaction. Therefore, being socially connected today is an important part of our nature, and the benefits of staying connected should not be overlooked. Studies have shown that a social connection can play a bigger role in your overall health than issues like obesity, smoking, and high blood pressure. In fact, one review of 148 different studies with over 300,000 participants found that individuals with stronger social relationships had a 50% increased likelihood of survival. On a more relatable note, those with a higher perceived level of social support are more likely to benefit from increased feelings of belonging, purpose, happiness, self-worth, and confidence, while also feeling less stressed, less anxious, and less depressed. For some people, making the first move to reach out can be difficult. You may feel like a burden or an annoyance for interrupting somebody's day. But in reality, there is no downside to letting people know how much you care about them. When you do reach out, keep your conversation positive and realize that conversations don't have to be long and drawn out or take up a lot of time. Sometimes just a quick, "Hello, I'm thinking of you," will brighten both of your days. When you do connect, remember to focus on what unites you, not what divides you. Seek and find the common ground that connects you. Think of fond memories that you have with this person, or dreams of the future that you share together. As a society, we become accustomed to texting and tend to choose this mode of communication over a phone call. However, when live human connection isn't an option, voice-to-voice or face-to-face is the very next best thing. Written text is excellent for quick check-ins and can feel more respectful of someone's time and schedule, but they can also feel impersonal. I know I'm very grateful to live in a time where we have the technology to communicate face-to-face very easily, no matter the distance. Despite our ability to speak, a majority of our communication comes from body language. From facial expressions to other subtle nuances, the way we present ourselves physically can play a huge role in communicating our thoughts and feelings. That's why, whenever possible, linguistic and psychology experts recommend video communications. I read in the John Maxwell book, Everyone Communicates, Few Connect, that 7% of our communication is what we say. 7% are the words we say. That the way we say it is 38%. And then what others see is 55%. That means that more than 90% of communication, 90%, is not based on what we say. So let's remember that face-to-face or video-to-video is the best way to communicate and connect, because you'll miss so much of that unspoken communication. When it comes to video calls, we all know sitting on the couch and having a conversation can be really boring after a while. Has anyone in the group used video call to do something special, like maybe attend a party or graduation or birthday or a game night? If not, can you think of creative ways to implement these into your video calls? Just because you're not physically sitting around the same table doesn't mean you have to miss out on those connections. Schedule virtual hangouts around a social time of day, like your morning coffee, afternoon tea, or happy hour. Use this time to catch up with each other on what is happening during your day, what you have planned for the remainder of the day, or as a way to step away from your work and connect with your loved ones. Do you normally go to happy hour with your friends after work? Why don't you meet them online at the same time so that you don't miss out on that connection? Missing out on watching your favorite shows, maybe with someone that you love? If you don't have cable, try downloading a free extension on your computer to stream movies and TV shows in sync. Then call that person, the one that you would love to watch it with, and put them on speaker. It's like they're almost there with you. Have you tried watching a game with your friend if you're a sports enthusiast and put each other on speaker or video phone so it can be like you're in the same room together? Eliminate loneliness and hunger by hosting a digital dinner party. You can make this event as simple or as elaborate as you would like. Here's some fun ideas for you to try. Create a simple menu and encourage each participant to make their own variation from what they have on hand, and then eat together over video. Or set up your camera on a stack of books and share your prep work as well as directions on how to prepare a specific dish and send it to your friends ahead of time so they can cook along with you. Or check in with your friends and ask what they're cooking for dinner, then send pictures or videos back and forth as you prepare the meal. Or create a special cocktail that everyone can make at home and set up your camera to have a happy hour as you cook your meals. Then part ways when it's time to eat. If you have any other ideas on how to share a meal with those that you love, put them in the comments below. We would love to hear your ideas. If you're far from children that you love, we know that calling, texting, and social media aren't going to be reliable means of communicating or connecting with them. Instead, talk to their parents and see if you can set up a scheduled time to read to them. Maybe you could read them their favorite nighttime story once a week. This low-stress activity will be simple to maintain, will offer comfort to everybody, and allow you to keep that connection with that special child. Today, there are more virtual classes and events available than ever before. From exercise routines to meditations and cooking classes to academic coursework, there are so many ways to stay engaged and entertained virtually. I know myself, I've taken virtual music lessons. I'm currently in a 28-day mindset challenge. I'm part of an online singles group that meets twice a month. I went to a New Year's Eve Zoom party that was very fun. I've attended workshops on personal growth, and I'm also part of an accountability group where I meet with 2 other people once a week to just go over what our goals were and stay accountable to each other. What kind of classes or events have you participated? What have you found that you've been learning in this time? And share with us. We'd love to know what you're learning and how you're doing it in the comments below. While experts agree that video can create a better means of connecting and communicating, it can be stressful for those who aren't used to it. In fact, some studies show that seeing those you love on video actually makes those feelings of separation worse and more intense by increasing the yearning to be together. If getting the appearance of yourself and your surroundings is too stressful, or seeing that person you love without being able to be actually face-to-face, don't worry. A phone call is just as good, and it's just as appreciated. As we've discussed, isolation from loved ones and regular routine can result in a decline of mental health. If you start to find yourself feeling depressed, anxious, or upset in any ways, take note of where your thoughts are when you start to feel down and record any insight, triggers, or patterns that you can. For example, is there a particular time of day you start feeling sad? Could that be because you're used to a routine that includes socializing, like a family dinner? If so, consider what you could do to create some more lightness and happiness in your evenings. And as always, reach out to a qualified professional if you need to. Being apart from loved ones is hard, and you should expect to experience some mood swings as you adjust to new routines. As a way to stay on top of your mental health, try setting reminders throughout the day to check in with yourself and your mood. Being aware of your feelings is the first step in mending negative emotions. When communication is less frequent, it's important to communicate effectively when you do speak. To avoid the risk of coming off as disrespectful, aloof, or angry, be open about frustrations, irritations, or feelings of sadness. If you're missing someone, tell them. If you're upset about something going on in your life, share it. Less frequent communication creates an opportunity for miscommunication. But that doesn't have to be the case, as long as you remain mindful and honest. And remember that this too shall pass. You will get to see them again one day soon. We also talk a lot about being unoffendable and assuming noble intent, as Paul Martinelli says, which means that when you get a text message and you're not sure how to read it or how to comprehend it, you should assume the very best intentions of the person who sent it. Or when you're talking on the phone and someone is distracted or not paying attention or responding the way you think you would. Maybe they are just distracted, and you should assume that their intent is noble. In all things, we assume the very best of others, and we do that in our communication as well. Instead of allowing speculation in, where it may just not be true, we choose to believe noble intent of others and take the message in the very best possible way. Now, creating a routine gives us a sense of control as well as something to expect and look forward to, from scheduling calls and video chats to setting a regular time to wake up and go to sleep. Maintaining these rituals and routines is critical to our mental health. For those who love structure, like I do, setting a specific lunch hour, dinner time, or exercise hour might be beneficial. For others, just staying on top of a routine like reading before bed or making a special morning smoothie could make the world of difference. The way you create your routine can be as detailed or as open-ended as you need it. We are all different. And I know for myself that I am learning to be more flexible. I'm not good with last-minute changes. I like to plan and know ahead of time what's happening. But I'm learning in the midst of this to be more open to last-minute changes, more forgiving to people who need to change plans at the last minute, and more gracious. When you're apart and dealing with potentially conflicting schedules, creating time to talk with friends and loved ones can begin to feel like a chore. That is, unless you make it a habit. Set a scheduled time each day to talk and don't cancel it, even if it's just for 5 minutes. That routine will become part of a more fixed part of your day, and you'll begin to prioritize and value it. Not everyone enjoys communicating through conversations. We all know those people who don't have a lot of words to say, and that's okay. Play around with maybe sending pictures or short videos back and forth to show them that you're thinking of them, or to allow them to be there in the moment with you. Share the moment, what's going on in your life with them, what makes you smile. Maybe you're out for a walk and there's a gorgeous sunset. Take a picture and send it. Or there's a beautiful nature scene that you see. We'd seen a beautiful white bunny running across the lawn yesterday. And we took a picture and shared it with some people, just to share the joy of the moment with them. Or maybe take a picture of you smiling and send it to them just so they know that you're thinking of them. Or share with them a quote from a book you're reading, or the latest great movie that you've seen, so you can help stay connected. When it feels like there isn't anyone to talk to or connect with, tune into the nature around you. Even if you don't have access to hiking trails or a backyard, try tending a plant, playing with a pet, or watching videos of the majesty of nature. The feeling of awe you feel as you begin to think more deeply about the world around you could very well contribute to a boost in your mood. When we're feeling disconnected, one thing that we can count on to make us feel better is the act of helping others. Humans have an enormous capacity for empathy and caring, so tap into that inner good and use your skills and energy to help people, to help animals, or the environment around you. Maybe you could be a snow angel and shovel your neighbor's walk, or maybe you could ask a neighbor if they need something from the store if you're going. Remember to pay attention to those around you. Pay attention to little ways that you can help them, because it will make you both feel better. Perhaps the most important for your mental health is embracing the practice of expressing gratitude. If you're generally an optimistic person, this exercise won't be too difficult for you. If you already tend to see the glass as half empty, practicing gratitude is a great way to dip your toes into the pond of optimism without feeling disingenuous. Start by choosing a period of time each day to list 3 things that you're grateful for. Maybe you do it as you brush your teeth, or wait for your coffee to brew, or while you're doing your hair. Be as detailed or as broad as you like. If you're having a tough time, step back and think big. Examples include, I'm grateful I have a bed to sleep in. I'm grateful for running water. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. In fact, why don't you take a moment right now and think of 3 things that you're grateful for and write them down. You're more than welcome to share them in the comments if you'd like. We'd love to hear what you're grateful for. Being distanced from loved ones is hard, and challenges help us grow. And distance can make relationships stronger than ever before. In summation of everything we've covered, don't hesitate to call someone or get creative with your means of connecting. And remember to practice gratitude to keep your spirits up. Be grateful for the people in your world. I hope that each one of you has learned something new from this experience and that you feel a little bit more optimistic about staying connected at a distance. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or anything to say, don't hesitate to reach out to us either in the comments or send me an email. It's info@redumbrella.ca. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today, and we hope to see you next month for our next monthly webinar on the topic of believe. Believe in yourself. We're going to look at combating some of those self-limiting beliefs so that we can rise to our potential. We hope you have a wonderful day.